Yeah. UIC, I guess, in general. I guess I already talked about it a little bit. Overall, the event felt like it ran fairly smoothly. I mean, we did get out of there. It was like 9 p.m. getting out of the venue. It's pretty packed in the venue overall.
I saw
Biggest tournament of
someone
all time,
Yeah, I saw someone tweet something like
outside of
it's like kind of surprising, but it feels like we've outgrown the space that the Excel Center has for TCG, at least at the or for EUIC, at least at the moment. Like they could rent more space, but if someone, I basically what I saw is that
yeah,
someone
yeah,
said
yeah.
it felt extremely packed in there.
Yeah, I think if we wanna go bigger, they need to get more space. I think one thing that would help with that, with the lack of space though, for sure, would be this would, like, help with congestion and people moving around the venue, would be to have online, match reporting. Because it's actually kinda funny, there was after round 1, I went to go turn in my match slip, and I guess maybe this does make sense actually. There was a massive line for VGC. There was 0 line for TCG. But I thought the massive VGC line was the TCG line, so I was like, "Oh, well." I went to go get in line, and then I realized they had a different colored match slip, and I was like, "Oh, wait, what the heck's going on here?" And then I looked up at the Hive, and the sign said VGC. But I guess that's because most of the video game matches end at the same time based on how their game plays. A lot of their matches are ending at the exact same time. So that makes sense for them to have a huge line because the TCG there was literally 0 line. You just walked up handing your match slip, but there was a lot of congestion around the Hive around that area, so it was kind of like a slow walk up to get to turning in your match slip, for sure. So I think that would help. That'd be like a big step for that, and it does seem like that is coming soon this year. They've already given us the ability to drop on our phones or drop online. So we can already drop from the tournament on your phone. So they are trying to like make that process smoother, obviously. So I can only imagine match reporting is coming to the phones, not just for TCG, but probably also the VGC because there's no reason to just limit it to TCG. Because it almost seems like it's a bigger deal for VGC. And I never thought about that before, and I was confused. Like I just like realized that right now in this moment, but I was confused at UIC why there was such a long VGC line. They have like a third of the players. They had like 1,000 players. We had 3,000, and it was 3,300, I think, and something at EUIC. So the biggest tournament outside of Asia in the TCG ever, and it'll probably be bigger at NAIC as well. But yeah, we definitely pretty packed in there. They're gonna need some more space if they want to go further, and I think we definitely could hit like 4K players, no problem, next season as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they just keep making it bigger. Keep getting more people in the room, getting more stuff for people to do, and all that as well. But yeah, glad to hear
Yeah.
the experience was good. I mean, watching from home, like the stream setup and all seemed like as good as it has been. Was the stream setup like really far away from the TCG play area like it has been in the past?
Yeah, it was still pretty far. It was like Go and Unite were closest. The TCG, the thing is, like the TCG, the top tables were closest to it, but it was still. I mean, the top tables were like reasonably close to the stage. I guess they weren't like that far, but it was like a long walk from like the bottom tables to the top tables,
Yeah.
um, for sure. Because the way they had it was like, yeah, basically they had the main stage on one side of the hall, and then Unite and Go, not one after the other, but side by side in front of the stage, and then side by side all the way down, long ways down the hall was VGC and TCG. Um, but it wasn't too bad. They also had like the the check-in process was super simple, super easy as well. There's a big line to get into the venue. I actually forgot my badge in the hotel room the morning of.
Yikes.
So I was definitely worried about missing round one, but got to the customer service desk and was able to buy another one, thankfully, and made it to my seat with plenty of time remaining. But I definitely was sweating physically, like literally.
You had to buy another one?
Yeah, they make you buy, which isn't unreasonable. If you lose your badge, you have to buy another badge. Otherwise, like you could just like constantly just go there and get free badges and give them to your friends or something. So like,
Yeah.
they make you at least buy it. I mean, you could still theoretically do that, but like, obviously not what I was doing. I just needed another badge because I left mine in my hotel room. So
Unfortunate. That's a
yeah, I
perk of
got there in
staying in a
time.
hotel that's close to the venue.
We were walking distance. We were pretty close. We weren't the closest hotel room. We were like one hotel over, but there was a lot of construction going on, so it
Mm.
made it like the walk to the venue from our hotel was a lot longer than it needed to be for sure than it normally would be. Dude, literally, I feel like or maybe it's just 2 years in a row, but literally last year in London, they had construction going on there. I feel like in the exact same, like roughly the same area. They're just like always doing construction there. It feels like
I think
around the
that's
Excel
just like
Center.
That's a constant truth in big cities and then also in old cities. Like, and especially when it's a big old city, like
Yeah.
there's just always something having to be worked on in order to like be upkept or whatever, right? Like cities literally start falling apart over time eventually. Um
Yeah, definitely. And I guess like besides that, the what I guess like the big complaint to come out of the tournament, I guess like the only other thing that I saw people talk about a little bit was just like why is there not more stuff to do on day 2 if they have all this space?
mm.
But they do need to start breaking down some stuff at some point. And they do like run the League Cup and stuff like that. I don't know if they do anything for like VGC as far as like a smaller tournament on day 2, but